The stage is set for the 9th edition of the Heart of Asia Conference, which will take place in Tajikistan on the 30th of March. This summit brings together Afghanistan's neighbors and other regional powers. The Indian External Affairs Minister has already reached the host city of Dushanbe. He met with the Iranian and Turkish foreign ministers and discussed bilateral cooperation. Jaishankar made his first visit to the Dushanbe-Chortot highway project site. He lauded the Border Roads Organization for the 8-lane highway. Meanwhile, Shah Mehmood Qureshi, the foreign minister of Pakistan, has also touched down. Earlier, there was speculation that India and Pakistan will be meeting for bilateral talks. However, the Pakistan foreign minister has clarified that there is no meeting scheduled for now.
भारतीय हम मनसब से अभी तो मेरी कोई मुलाकात शेड्यूल्ड नहीं है। वो तशरीफ ला रहे हैं और लाएंगे क्योंकि वो इस्तांबुल प्रोसेस का हिस्सा रही हैं, पहले भी आते रहे हैं। अब भी उनको दावत दी गई है, लेकिन हमारी जो है दो तरफा मुलाकात कोई तय नहीं हुई।
The summit is aimed at stabilizing the situation in Afghanistan through cooperation with Kabul. The Afghanistan President Ashraf Ghani will also be attending the summit. In fact, he will be awarded an honorary doctorate. The pertinent Taliban issue will of course be discussed to ensure peace and stability in Afghanistan, a permanent ceasefire, a political settlement, and international guarantee of peace. These three crucial areas will be the focus of the summit. The Ministerial Conference is part of the Istanbul Process, a regional initiative on security and cooperation for a stable and peaceful Afghanistan that was launched on the 2nd of November 2011 in Turkey. Joining us on the broadcast from London is author and journalist and Afghanistan expert Len O'Donnell. As various stakeholders are meeting for this crucial summit, the big question is a political solution even achievable, and will this dialogue pave the way for peace in Afghanistan?
I think it would be churlish to say that it's not achievable, but there are so many options on the table at the moment. I don't think that anything is going to be achieved in Dushanbe. The Heart of Asia Conference is more of a talking shop and an opportunity, I think, to air ideas and the positions of the very many players involved here. The key players for a peace in Afghanistan are, of course, the Kabul government, which is the internationally supported, nominally democratically elected government, the Taliban, and the United States. And where the United States goes, everybody else will follow. Other countries, of course, have their positions, the big players, Russia, Iran, even Saudi Arabia, China, of course. But I think that there are so many options on the table. Dr. Abdullah, who heads the peace negotiating team for the Afghan Republic, gave an interview to French television yesterday where he was reluctant to commit to any of the options. They want to see what happens when they meet in Istanbul in Turkey, and they also want to see a reduction in violence, which the Taliban have committed to. They want to see a ceasefire, which is essential for, even a show of a commitment towards a peace. Afghans are exhausted. They're dying in their thousands. There hasn't been a reduction in violence as promised by the Taliban. There's been a refining of the violence in an assassination campaign. I think all options are open. Nothing is off the table. It just remains to be seen where it goes from here.
Indeed, the Taliban has been pressing for U.S. troop withdrawal, while U.S. President Joe Biden has said that meeting the May 1st deadline is difficult. How do you see things moving from here onwards?
I think that there's no doubt that Biden wants to withdraw US troops from Afghanistan. That's been his position for a long time, since he was vice president to Obama. He pushed for a small counter-terrorist force, but not a full-scale boots-on-the-ground military presence. And what we're seeing is history catching up with itself, not being repeated, but certainly catching up with itself. The same people are in the mix. the Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, was also part of the team under Obama at the time that Biden was pushing for a small remaining, as I said, counterterrorism force. May 1, I think, is too soon for Biden. He wants to get his political ducks in a row, and he probably wants to be able to say that we will withdraw in an orderly manner. But there is no doubt, in my mind anyway, that Biden wants to withdraw, and withdraw they will. Now, if they go beyond the May 1 deadline, then the question is, how will the Taliban react? They've already made it pretty clear that they will regard any breach of the May 1 deadline as a breach of the agreement that they struck with the previous Trump administration. I think we know that they are already preparing for a spring offensive. The narrative has for a long time gone in the Taliban's favour. So, the short answer is they won't be out by May the 1st, but they'll probably be out by the end of 2021.
How do you see New Delhi's role in the Afghanistan peace process? What is your view on the role that India could play?
I think the inclusion by the Americans of India in the process is very interesting. It gives New Delhi an opportunity to further entrench the soft power presence and influence that it has in Afghanistan, which is very welcome to Afghan people, and I would imagine also to the Afghan government. New Delhi has put an awful lot of money into aid, infrastructure. It's built a new parliament. It's built the ring road around the country. I think that it will be welcome to Afghan people, but the fly in the ointment is how Pakistan sees New Delhi's involvement. Will they see it as a counterweight to their own presence? Afghanistan, as we know, has been a proxy battleground between New Delhi and Pakistan for a long time. So I would say it's a mixed bag, that Delhi will be welcome to the Afghans, but probably not to the Pakistanis, who are big players in this process.
Appreciate very much for joining us on the broadcast and sharing those perspectives. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.